In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the parks and experiences as well as the entertainment panel, so stay tuned and let's see my thoughts on everything announced at D23. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Taylor and welcome to my tower. This week I'm so excited to share with you guys my honest thoughts and feelings about all of the brand new announcements from D23 this past weekend. So in case you're not aware of what the D23 Expo is, it is Disney's largest ultimate fan event. It's basically every 2 years where Disney goes and announces all of the brand new concepts that are coming to the parks, to the entertainment section of Disney as well. And what is really exciting about this year specifically is that these are not blue sky ideas. So if you don't know what those are basically just when Disney kind of releases concepts of things that they want to put into production, that they want to produce, but they're not necessarily like breaking ground on anything just yet. But when Josh DeMar opened up the parks panel, he did specifically say that all of these are in production, they are going to happen, these are not blue sky ideas, so that is very exciting. So as you guys may or may not know, last weekend I was in Idaho, so I did not get a chance to actually live stream or of course go to D23. So all of the information that I am going to be sharing today is from what I have gathered online, and I will also be directly reading from the Walt Disney Company's website. So let's start out with the parks and experiences, and I'm just going to go in the order that it is on the website. So up first we have all the new Magic Kingdom announcements, which I think are some of the biggest and most exciting ones in my opinion. We have the Villains Cars and the largest expansion ever at Magic Kingdom. So let me just start this out by saying I am excited, but I just don't think that I'm on the level of most people, just because I'm not really a huge fan of villains in general. Honestly, Mother Gothel is really the only one that I like, but for the most part I'm just really not someone that enjoys the villains in the stories. I know that they are an important role. I think I need to see what these two attractions are going to be, as well as the dining and shopping. So I think once we get more details, maybe I'll feel a little bit more excited, but if they're for villains that I don't really care about, I don't know how much I'm really going to care about this area. Of course, I think that a whole new land in Magic Kingdom is a great idea. I personally think that Magic Kingdom is long overdue for a brand new themed land, and something else that I like about this concept is that it's not just direct to one IP. If you don't know what IP stands for, it just stands for intellectual property, meaning just like one movie concept. So for example, like Cars is its own IP, Monsters Inc. is its own IP. So basically it's just not going to be centered around one movie, which I do really like that concept. But I also want to give some of my own personal theories as to what I think will be coming for the Villains Land. So yesterday I did my cousin's baby's newborn photo shoot, and I was talking to her husband about some of the D23 announcements, and he has a really good theory. I don't know if he saw this somewhere or if he just came up with this on his own, but he said that he thinks that there's going to be like an Ursula themed dining experience where it would be seafood. I think that's really cool. I personally don't like seafood, so I wouldn't love to see that, but I do think that that would definitely be very fitting. And then we can obviously conclude that there's going to be something Maleficent themed here, and it definitely looks like it's going to be a ride. In the concept art I'm seeing all the way to the top left, it looks like a coaster to me. It kind of looks like a wooden coaster, but we can also see Maleficent breathing that green fire. I also see 2 castles on here, maybe even 3 honestly, but again, this is just concept art, so I don't know how much of this we're truly going to see, but overall it definitely looks really cool. I think that this water feature up front is super cool as well, and I'm also seeing a coaster along the bottom underneath this water feature, so I don't know what that's going to entail, but I can confidently say that I'm highly looking forward to whether we get 1 or 2 coasters out of this, like whatever kind of new coasters we can get in Disney World, I will be so excited for, because I am a huge coaster girly and I don't think we have enough of them at Disney. But from the concept art, it really does look so cool, so I'm very excited to see what Disney will give us in this area. The other huge expansion that is coming into Magic Kingdom is a Cars themed area. I don't know if this is going to be a whole land, but we do know that we are getting 2 new Cars attractions in the Frontierland area, I guess, of Magic Kingdom. So I'm very excited about that because I love Cars. So looking at this concept art, it doesn't look like Radiator Springs Racers, at least in my opinion. So in this picture, we can see that there is a car coming down like a dirt hill rather than the track system that we see over in DCA. It definitely looks different, that's all I'll say, but I don't know honestly what we're going to see. But it does say that it will be an off-roading thrilling rally race as well as a family-friendly attraction that we'll see. So I don't know if our more family-friendly ride is going to be more like Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters or if it's going to be more like Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. And I do do have to say that I'm not really sure why this didn't get received well at the D23 Expo, because I know that when it was announced, not a lot of people clapped and cheered. Like, people didn't really seem too excited about it. I know what I've seen on Instagram, people do seem very excited about it, but yeah, I'm not really sure how the vast majority of people that I don't follow feel about it. So let me know your thoughts on this area, because I personally am very excited about this. I don't know if I would say I'm more excited than the villains area, because I just think that the whole brand new villains themed land is going to be really cool. So I'm very excited about the Cars area, so let me know your thoughts as well. So now we're going to move on over into Animal Kingdom for a very huge expansion there as well. So over there we are seeing what is called Tropical Americas, and this is a concept that was announced at the last D23, but again, it was just a concept, and now we have everything confirmed for what is to come here. Online it says guests will enter the land through Pueblo Esperanza, a fictional village in the heart of the rainforest that will feel lived in with a long, rich history. So I'm pretty sure this has to do with Antonio's room from Encanto. I honestly am very excited about all the Encanto stuff that we will see in this land, because we have what's called Esperanza, Encanto, and the exciting adventures of Indiana Jones that is going to be in this area. As we know, this is going to be Dinoland, and if you guys have been subscribed for a little while, you know that Dinosaur is my favorite ride. So overall, am I happy about this? Not necessarily. What I would have personally liked to have seen here is either an updated version of Dinoland, you know, maybe something a little bit more along the lines of like Jurassic Park, like a little bit more realistic. I just love the nostalgia of Dinoland in general. I love playing the games every time I go, and obviously, like I said, Dinosaur is my favorite ride, so to see that go is definitely heartbreaking, I'm not gonna lie. And as far as the Indiana Jones ride goes, that is going to replace Dinosaur. We do know that the storyline is going to be different than the Indiana Jones ride over at Disneyland. However, the track is going to stay the same as it is over there and as it is for Dinosaur now, so in my opinion, can we just leave Dinosaur? But obviously we know that's not going to happen. I don't necessarily love when Disney brings things from other parks to other parks. Like, for example, how we just got Tron, which is also over in, is it Japan, Shanghai, one of the Asia parks. I just don't love when we do that, because I feel like that's what makes each park unique and special, is when they all have something completely different. It gives us a reason to want to travel abroad. So I just feel like it's almost kind of lazy on Disney's part to, you know, kind of recycle rides, and that's kind of how I feel about the Indiana Jones ride. It's still just generally the same concept, so for that reason I'm just, I don't know, just not excited about it, and that's probably the thing that I'm least excited for. So now let's get into what I'm actually excited for when it comes to bidding farewell to Dinoland and saying hello to Tropical Americas. So I am honestly a huge fan of Encanto. I think it's a great movie. I love the casita and how it's magical. Looking at the concept art, it definitely looks like it's going to be similar to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Definitely looks more like a trackless system. I think that this looks really, really cool. I'm very excited to see this in person. I am not opposed to this replacing Dinoland, because I do think that that whole area really is dated and we could definitely use this kind of upgrade. I just personally wish that we could have left Dinosaur the ride, because it is kind of on the outskirts of Dinoland. I wish we could have just left that alone and then just done all of this new Kanto Tropical Americas stuff over in like the center of Dinoland. But yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on this area. Let me know yours in the comments as well. Now let's get into the most shocking announcement, at least in my opinion, and also the most exciting announcement, and that is the Monsters Inc. land over at Hollywood Studios. I think that this is so cool. It's not anything I ever really thought would come to Disney World, if I'm being honest. So Monsters Inc. is a movie that I really truly did grow up with. Honestly, a lot of the Disney films that I got into, I didn't really get into until I was a little bit older. I really do feel a close connection to this IP, and I'm very excited to see this new door ride that we can be expecting over in this Monsters Inc. land. But obviously the concept of this new hanging coaster is something that is brand new to Disney World, so I think and I hope that Disney will execute this in the way that we are all envisioning. And I just really think that a lot of coaster fans as well as Monsters Inc. fans are just really gonna love this attraction, and I'm so excited for this. I just love that we're going to be getting a tour of the Laugh Factory. That's kind of just like the concept of this whole new area, but overall I think that the concept art looks so cool. I can see a huge eye, which I'm assuming is for Mike Wazowski, and that looks like it's going to be kind of like at the very forefront of this area. I see a Sully slide, which like physics wise doesn't look like it can actually work, but again, it's just concept art. Nothing really is confirmed for what we're going to see. But yeah, overall looking at this concept art, it really does look like such a cool area, and I know that a lot of people are theorizing where this is going to go at Hollywood Studios, because that is something that has not been confirmed. I know some people are speculating it's going to go in like the Muppets area. I don't think it's going to go there, just because I don't think there's enough space. I personally would like to see it go in the like Rock and Roller Coaster area, because I just don't like that ride. I would like to see it go, and I just think that the Monsters Inc. ride would go really well there. I think it would go really really well there. I don't think it's going to go there. So yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to see that in like a whole new area of the park or if we're going to see another area get taken down and it put there. I know that people are theorizing animation courtyard, but again, we don't know. So I just don't really have an opinion on where I think it's going to go. And overall, I think that this is the announcement that I am most excited for, and I would love to know your thoughts on this announcement as well. So I will briefly talk about what's going over in Disneyland as well. Even though I am not personally a Disneyland girly, I'm sure at some point I will get over there and check out these experiences. And first we see a Avengers and Avatar expansion. So the concept art for the Avatar area is definitely really cool, and I do love how it is different than what we have over in Disney's Animal Kingdom in Disney World. So as far as the new Avatar attraction, it will be over in Disney's California Adventure, and on their website it says it will include an innovative new attraction that will bring all the action, the excitement, and the wonder of Avatar to life in a completely new and thrilling way. So from that, I can only conclude that it will be something very different from Navi River Journey as well as Flight of Passage. However, in the concept art, it definitely looks like the ride is going to be leaning more towards the Navi River kind of aspect, I guess. I personally am a huge Avatar fan. I know not everyone is, but it's definitely a franchise that I personally love, so I can't wait to get over to Disneyland and check out this whole new area. But something else that was announced over at Disneyland is going to be a Marvel expansion. I'm definitely very excited for this new Stark Flight Lab ride that we're going to see over in DCA. I'm definitely so excited for this ride, mostly because it's very similar to the Harry Potter ride over at Universal Studios Orlando. Honestly, this will probably be what I'm most excited for when it comes to the Disneyland expansions. Now let's talk about this new Walt Disney animatronic that we're going to see over in Disneyland. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm definitely like excited. However, I know Walt specifically said that he never wanted an animatronic made of himself in the parks, but I think that's just him kind of being humble about himself. I do also think it's really important to kind of keep him alive in all of this kind of Disney history because it wouldn't have existed without him, obviously. But I think I'm just a little bit nervous about this animatronic because I think people are going to have such high expectations of it, and if Disney doesn't necessarily kind of come through with that, even if like, you know, what he says is a little bit off, if they use AI for his voice or if they use his actual voice, I think that's really gonna impact the success of this animatronic as well. I think that people are going to want this to be as authentic as possible, so I think that if they use Disney's actual voice, that would definitely be a great idea. Overall, I'm definitely really excited for it, especially because we've never seen anything like it. I think I'm definitely a little bit nervous, so let me know how you guys feel about this one as well. We're also going to get a Coco ride, which I think is going to be super cool. I really love Coco. So all we really know about this ride, at least according to their website, it says that it is going to be a trip through the land of the dead with Miguel. Looking at the concept art, it's definitely going to be a boat ride, which I think is so cool. I love boat rides just because they're so simple and it just lets you get really immersed in the story that's all around you. I definitely think that this is going to be super cool. I don't have any doubts that Disney will execute this so well, and it's going to be so colorful, which, as you guys know, I really love color. So I think this is going to be so appealing to all of my senses, I guess. So yeah, I just have a lot of faith in Disney when it comes to this ride, and I'm very excited to see this ride be built and go on this eventually. So I'm not like super into the international parks just because I've never been to any of them. However, I do want to talk about the brand new Lion King log flume themed ride that they will get over at Disneyland Paris. I do really want to go to Disneyland Paris for my 30th birthday, which will be in 2027. So I do think that I will get a chance to ride this, and I'm so excited for a Lion King themed attraction because it's one of Disney's biggest IPs ever, and it really doesn't have much representation in the parks at all besides, you know, Festival of the Lion King. So I'm very, very excited for this ride. I think it's going to be so good, even though we don't have too much information on it at all just yet. So also on the Walt Disney Company website, it says among the 5 new shows and nighttime spectaculars coming to the Disney parks around the world, Disney Starlight is going to be an all-new nighttime parade coming to Magic Kingdom at the Walt Disney World Resort. I am so freaking excited for this. This is definitely my favorite like experience that we'll be getting, not in terms of like attractions. I'm so excited to be able to just sit on Main Street at night and get to experience a whole new nighttime parade, because I know that that is something that is huge over at the international parks. And so just the fact that we're going to be getting something here and it's going to be like dream lights and just so magical, like I can just see it in my head already. I think it's gonna be so good. So we've talked a lot about the parks and experiences panel, so now let's get into the entertainment panel. So first we have the announcement of Moana 2, which will be released theatrically November 27th of this year. So as far as Moana 2 goes, all that I've really kind of gathered from the trailer is that Moana is now a big sister, and you know, she goes on another major adventure with Maui. It looks very similar to the first one, you know, animation wise, storyline wise. So I just think that I'm going to have very high hopes for this film. I can't really see them letting me down with this because they did such a good job with the first one. I definitely have a good feeling that this movie will be everything I'm envisioning it to be. So excited to see it in theaters this fall, and Would love to know, are you guys going to see it in theaters? Do you love Moana? Are you going to wait for it to come out on streaming? So Jennifer Lee, who is the Chief Creative Officer at Disney's Animation Studios, came on stage and announced that we are going to receive a Frozen 3 in 2027. I really love Frozen. I honestly thought the second one was better than the first one, so I hope that Frozen 3 will be even better than the previous two. We don't know too much about it at all. All we saw was the concept art. It was a villain that almost looked like the Zurg from Toy Story, so we know that we're going to get a whole brand new villain. I really hope that we see Anna have some powers in this next one as well, or just, you know, some sort of like shift when it comes to the magic that we'll see in the film. Maybe even like if she had the chance to kind of work with fire, because, you know, Elsa is the Frozen character. I think that would be really cool. I don't know what to expect, and I'm so excited, and I really trust Disney with this franchise specifically, and I really trust Jennifer Lee. I think that she, at least from what I've seen, seems like really into her job, really loves working on the Frozen films as well. So yeah, can't wait to see what we get from Frozen 3. So now let's talk about Incredibles 3. I think you guys have every right to be mad at me when I say this, but I have not seen the first two Incredibles films, and I know that is very tragic, but again, it's not a film that I ever had on VHS or DVD growing up, so I just really never got around to watching it. As far as Incredibles 3 goes, I literally cannot give an opinion on it just because I don't have an opinion on the other two films as well, so I'd love to know if you guys are excited for it though. So we also got the third Avatar film title released, and that is going to be called Fire and Ash. Again, I love the Avatar franchise. I'm so excited for this third one. I don't know if we know much about it really at all besides the name of it. On their website, it's really not telling me much at all, so I don't know what to expect. I definitely am very excited for it, and I think I've said that like 1,000 times, but I'm just so excited with all of these brand new D23 announcements because I feel like Disney is really definitely like breaking ground with all of the expectations that us Disney fans have for the parks, for the films, and I'm just so excited to like essentially be alive right now and get to experience all of this Disney history unfolding. But yeah, I just really trust James Cameron, and I know that he's going to give us something absolutely spectacular with Fire and Ash, so I cannot wait to see that film at the end of next year. So I know that there was a Mandalorian and Grogu announcement. I'm really not into Star Wars at all, so I'm going to skip over that. There's also Daredevil, which I believe is a Marvel show, which again, not into, so I'm going to skip over that as well. So then we have Tron Ares, which is going to be released at the end of next year, and this is another franchise that I'm just not into. I think that the ride is cool, but I think because the films are from the 80s, they are very hard for me to watch, so I don't know if I have any kind of feelings about this one. Maybe because it's new, I will want to see it, but yeah, as far as the Tron franchise goes, I'm not really thrilled about it, so let's see what's next. So the last film that was announced at the entertainment panel is Mufasa the Lion King, which is going to release on December 20th of this year, and I'm so excited to see this in theaters as well. I definitely really want to see this. I cannot wait to hear more of Mufasa's story because he is one of like the greatest heroes in the Disney cinematic universe, like literally ever. I also love that they brought back Lin-Manuel Miranda to do the score on this film as well. I just love when they have these same kind of people working on the next film because I just know that we're going to get, you know, a great musical score. We're going to get great animation style as we saw from the trailer, and very excited for this film to release later this year. So I hope I didn't miss anything, but that is everything that I read over on the Walt Disney Company website. I know I've said the word excited like a million times in this video, but that's truly how I feel about all of the upcoming announcements and, you know, rides and attractions, experiences, parades, movies. Like, we got so much good information, and like I said, I'm so looking forward to just like witnessing Disney history unfolding, and I just think that being a fan of this entire company is so fun, and I just think that D23 specifically just really brings Disney fans together. We get all these brand new exciting announcements, and it's just like, how could someone not be a fan of this company and everything that we get out of, you know, the films, out of the parks? It's just so fun. So for my opinions, I think I'm most excited in terms of parks for the Monsters Inc. themed area and ride, and for entertainment, I'm definitely most excited for Moana 2 to release later this year. Like I said a million times throughout this video, please let me know your thoughts on these announcements and how you feel, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. It helps other people to find me, and also be sure to subscribe for new videos every Friday, and I will see you real soon. Bye.